Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I believe we had a very wonderful day. Today was actually very beautiful in the city of Asaba. It was a very good weather. Um, we had a very good weather. Everywhere was just cool and work went on very well. I believe you had a very good day. How many of us are here? How many of us are here? It's another beautiful day, another beautiful mind shift section. And I know that you're all expectant. You're here with your pen, your paper, and also the spirit that will take action after the training. I know you're prepared because today is going to be special. Today is going to be special if you make it special because every day that we learn, we improve. Every day is opportunity for us to do better, to become better. So we tend to learn to grow. Last week was a very beautiful section with Ambassador Christian Ufondo, who taught us how to plan, how to, take action, being patient, and growth. So I believe that you must have worked with everything that he taught last week, and I believe you had your results. All right, let me see how many persons that are in the room. Let me see how many persons are in the room. If you're joining us, please write on the comment in the comment section your name and where you're joining us from. Your name and where you're joining us from so that we'll know and also acknowledge you for being part of us. All right. Okay, I'm yet to see comments. Okay. If you're joining us, just in the comment section indicate, just tell us your name and where you're joining us from. It's amazing to be part of what we're doing here in Latera. We always say that at Latera, we are building a community of wealthy people. And who are these wealthy people? People like you and I that will always take whatever that is being taught seriously, and we take action and we see results with it. A lot of people have, you remember last week, Mr. Christian talked about how he was able to close a sale of 11 plots of the newly launched courtyard, Obasnachi courtyard. You see, so it is working. It is working. Always, it is working. It's just, are you willing to put in the work? From what he taught last week, he talked about being patient, and also he emphasized on taking action, because you cannot hear and not take action. When you don't take action, you will not see results. All right, please, who is here? I want to see our comments. Who is here already? It seems we are going to be rewarding people that are joining us, people that are first to join. If you come in immediately, it is 8 p.m., we'll find something, we'll reward you for that. So let me see the first comments. Tell us. Okay, I think oh, amazing. Okay, Justice Uzochukwu is here joining us from Asaba. Victoria Walford. Okay. Oh, nice one. Mr. Onyebuchi Maswell from Onitsha. Okay, I can see Chris from Asaba. Nice one. Okay. Wow, we are plenty. If Naya Precious from Asaba. Asaba people, I love the way you're turning up every time, but also endeavor to invite your people. Distance is not a barrier. Anywhere across the world, people can join us because this is YouTube Live. All right. So share the link, tag people in the group, make sure that everybody is part of what we're doing. Okay. So without taking much of our time, we are going to be inviting our dearest MD to this podium. All right. Sorry for that break in transmission. I believe you can hear me. Okay, I'm trying to. Wow, for Chinedu, Chidebere Patrick, all the way from Asaba. All the way from Asaba. This is beautiful. So, how many of us remembered what we talked about last week? If you remember any points we talked about last week, can you drop in the comment section? What stood out for you last week? What was the thing you practiced? What was the thing that you did and you got results? Drop in the comment section. I want to read your comments. I want to read your comment. What was the thing you practiced from what you learned last week that worked for you? Because I believe that the beauty of learning is in what we achieve with it. All right. Whose comment am I reading first? What did you learn last week that you practiced and you got results from it? Let me see whose comment I'm reading first. Joseph Oleka from Asaba. Asaba people, you're doing well. But please remind me, what did you learn last week? And what did you practice that stood out for you? I want to really see that we are teaching and people are working with it. All right. So whose comment am I reading first? Okay. It's all good.
Hi everyone. I guess the network is taking our moderator out and in. How are we doing? It's a beautiful 12th of August. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please comment in the box. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please just type I can hear you. So I'm sure that the network is also clear from my end. It's beautiful to be here again. And oh, okay. I guess you can see me, but can you hear me? It's important. I want to know that you can hear me. Correct. Someone has confirmed they can hear me. Okay, good evening, everyone. And today we continue to drink from the well in which we have drunk so that we can create a life that is close to the life we dream of. You know, I was discussing with one of my persons today, and either she said something or I said something. I can't remember who said something, but the idea is what I want to share with us. And the idea was that you have a dream life, and you have the life you're currently living, right? So this is the outcome. This is where you are, right? Just as all of us that are watching, that are looking at me that is talking, there's a particular life that I have now, and there's a life I desire. So and the goal, and for me to get to the life I want or the life I desire, I have to let go of the life I have. Yeah, you get it, right? Because the person you're seeking to become, the person you're seeking, the person, your future self would always let you know that you cannot eat your cake and have it. So I want us to go home with to start our class with that. That if we are seeking to become a newer version of ourselves, we have to let go of the old self, right? There are other adages that sound like and that the is it I can't remember, is it the cat that wants to become a lion will have to give up its test for rat, right? And I think that has to do with our behaviors, our routines, our thinking patterns, because these are the things that drive the better life that we seek. The life that we are looking out for, there are things that drive it. So let go of, if you're a cat, you want to be a lion, you want to be a bigger person, you want to, there are places you're looking out for. I know you have left a lot of things, but it also calls that there are new things you have to do. And that's justice. Welcome, everyone. And please remember to share this link. Okay, yeah, Justice Ojochuku said what she just Justice, right? Ozochukwu said he learned that it is the contact that will lead to contracts, but there is service in between. Yes, that's correct. So therefore, it is the contact that you service that will bring contracts. Perfectly said. And Joseph says, for you to sell, knowledge is required. Yeah, right. You can only excel in the place you have the body of knowledge to excel in. Okay, so but it's beautiful. And talking about contacts, I want to drive us deeper into contacts to cash flow, right? Contacts to cash flow. So we'll start from where Ozochukwu just dropped that. And what did he say? He says that there must be service in between. There must be service in between. These are fundamental concepts that you must always remember. So the contact does not get your life better. What gets your life better is that you have been of service to the contact. Remember, selling is first and foremost, it is the word caring. It is your ability to execute care. It's your ability to show love. It's your ability. The summary, I may tell you the another word for selling, I may say, but not in the concept of synonyms, is care, is showing care. The best salesmen will show care and they will buy emotions and they will have a buy-in into the philosophies and the agenda they are selling. You get it. With that said, today I want us to look at contacts to cash flow. Now, because since we remember the journey that when contracts are serviced, they lead to contracts, right? So how because these contracts are in form of cash flow, they're in form of business, right? I supply you what you need. I'm your go-to person. You get it, right? So for every of your plug, you used to have a contact. You first got a contact, right? So invariably, business is a contact sport, right? Business is a contact sport. And I would always say, and I want to say this here, for everything you see, for those of us that love football, for everything you see in football, you see in business, right? Yeah. For everything you see in football, in a football team, in a football match, you will see in business. Don't forget that. Okay. So let's roll in and yes, the best salesman care, right? Yeah, the best salesman care. The best salesman care. That's true. The deepest form of selling is care. Is you want to deal with a person that shows you care. You're right. So if you don't pick anything from this section, remember that contact will lead to contract or cash flow if there's a service in between, and that the best salesmen show care. They show care, and when they show care, what happens? They can get a buy-in, right? So when we're talking about contact. Justice says he's in Asaba. Okay, that's good. We're close. And he says, my name is Justice. And I said, that's good. That's good. That's good. So he will state his name and probably he will state what he does. Oh, my name is Justice. I'm a journalist. My name is Justice. I help people secure the moving city. My name is Justice. I help people secure the future city center. My name is Justice. I sell money at a discount. My name is Justice. He can go the dump with it. The person can decide to go to the dump way and say, um, either I'm into real estate. Dump, right? That's dump. Get it. So it says, so invariably you state your name and you explain your service. What service are you offering? So now, and remember, when you state your name, sometimes people don't listen except when they're trained to listen, because we know that your name is the most important word in the universe, right? It's the most important word to the universe to you. But most times people don't listen when you state your name, except if they have been trained to listen. Yeah. Now, that is why you meet someone for the first time, you say, oh, my name is Benedict. And I tell you, my name is Benedict Obiajulo. And you say, oh, you're Benedict? I say, yes, I'm Benedict. And you know what? The next thing is that I want to tell you, I will ask you your name, right? You tell me your name. Then you ask me, what do I do? And you know what? I'll ask you, what do you do? And in those two phrases is where you get a contact or you lose the contact. Did somebody hear what I said? So if that is where the sales happen, the statement of name and statement of service. So if the person joneses and doesn't state what he does in a way that triggers the other person, there is a challenge. The first time I learned this, I just became happy anytime I have to shake a hand. Because you know, when you're shaking a hand as a man, you know you're stating a name, right? And you know the person is going to ask you to sell me. That's how I see it. And that's how you should literally see it after this class. Yeah. So anytime someone is asking, what do you do? The person is asking you, how can I help you expand what you do? How can I patronize you? That's what the person wants to. So, but what is asking, what do you do? The person is standing, he's just like, pitch me. It's what the person is saying. The person is not really, you stop seeing it that the person is asking you to say, I am this. No, I'm a router. No, that's not what the person is asking you. How can you help my life? How can what you do be a product of, can I use to sing testimonies of you? That's what the person is saying. And so invariably, what people love to hear their name. So mostly you have to repeat the name. So if I meet someone on this call, I think we're using Justice, right? And I say, Justice, how are you? And or he tells me his name is Justice, and I repeat the name. Oh, Justice, beautiful name. He marks a score. Oh, this is a likable person. He's inspiring, you know. You see, life is mainly perception. That is why um, you hear things like it's 90% mindset and 10% skill set, right? So let me give you something to understand. So you're in, what do we call it? There's something we call the concept of an empty boat. It's a concept, right? It's a concept of an empty boat. You are inside a boat and you're speeding, enjoying yourself, or you're not speeding, right? Yeah, the boat concept doesn't have to do with speeding. It's called the concept of the empty boat. So you are in the boat and you're cruising gently, right? And then someone is rushing with another boat, or another boat, right? Another boat is rushing towards you and you know it's splashing water. And you are like shouting at the person, hey, can you stop that? Or you carry your boat and go to the other side. Don't sprinkle me water here. And you're very angry and you're fuming and you're angry. and you are shouting at the person. If you have mic, you are telling the person, you are using the mic to try to communicate to the person in the other boat. And when the boat comes closer, and then you peep and you find out that there's nobody in the boat, your anger will just do what? Will just win away, because there's nobody to direct the anger that is there, that is on you. Does somebody get what I'm saying? Now, that's the concept of an empty boat. How does it relate here? Remember, I wanted to explain a concept saying that perception will always tilt to perception is reality, right? So there's no need saying perception will tilt to reality. No, I want you to that perception is reality. So that guy was angry, but because of there's nobody to direct the anger at in the empty boat, he's like, oh, what happened? He's like, it's an AI boat. He's the person just didn't know it was still on, and he left, he moved from the harbor and met him here, right? Now, that's what's possible, right? So 90% perception. So people love to hear their name. And so repeating their name to them is very important, and giving them opportunity to asking them what they do. You don't really have to state what you do. You have to wait, ask them what they do. And in return, if they're not too egocentric, yeah, they're not too self-centered, they would ask you 90% of the time, they will ask you, what do you do? And then you have the right to shoot a good shot by stating your statement of service. So, and how you explain this will determine two things: who will buy from you, or who, or the buyers that will be referred to you. I've taught this concept before, but I want to repeat it, right? So it will explain two things: who will buy from you. Is the person you're going to talk to, is he going to buy from you? Life is about committed interest. Committed interest. How is life about committed interest? You see, let me use churches for instance. There is a church, maybe the church is close to your house, or you have been hearing about the church, and then one day, because is someone you value in quote invites you to the church, you show up. But maybe somebody has been inviting you to that church severally, you don't show up, but because you don't have value for the person, or you don't so much regard the person, or maybe something, you get the point. But somebody has been telling you, just like in our business, just like we're in the investment arm, right? And you're dealing with someone that wants to. Okay, let me give a clear cut example. I had this package that the banks were trying to sell to me, and the girl was trying to sell it. She was saying everything she was saying, and I'm like, I'm not interested. No matter what you say, I'm not interested. Funny, right? And I think the girl may be on this call. And then one day, the regional manager shows up from PH and comes to see me, and he explained the same concept, but now he has higher training. And the young girl, of course, is a regional manager, southeast. So just marketer in one of the branches, right? So he understands the product better. He understands a lot of things better, and he's talking to me about it, right? And somehow, I'm interested. Somehow, there is commitment. Somehow, there's a buy. It's the same product. So what changed? Communication. Is somebody understanding? It's the same product, nothing changed. Now, and remember, is a salesman selling to a salesman. Everybody is a salesman, we know. But now it's people that know they are salesmen. So does this make sense at all? So invariably, most times the product is not the problem, it's the communication of the product offering, or the way you present it, because the numbers were still the same. The numbers were still the same. They were just subtle things here and there that I felt maybe it makes sense. Does somebody get this? So invariably, who explanation of statement of service will determine two things. Remember, who will buy. So, and that, remember, the explanation of the service of how this man explained it, because he had superior knowledge, superior exposure, got determine who will buy from him the same product. Now, the buyers that will be referred to you. So when the economy is the economy is getting better because not because I said so, but because the numbers are showing it. If you go to the stock market, money is pumping, right? The per capita index is going up, right? And everything is going up. So there's more money in the population, right? If there's no money, much money in the population in the economy, it will tank. But now it depends on how you explain that your service. It depends on how you explain. Let's use courtyard for instance. Your ability to explain what the courtyard can do for the person is more important on how you explain the features of the courtyard. So invariably, whenever you are in front of person and you're a changing pleasantries, you're a changing, this is my name, and my name is Benedict, and your name is Justice, and what? Justice, what do you do? And he states what he does. He would ask me what I do. And I'll have a point to give him a tagline that will create curiosity. Remember what I said? The goal is to initiate curiosity. That is the goal. The goal is to initiate curiosity. Oh, what does that mean? What did you say? How? How is it done? So if I tell someone I send people money every week, maybe I'm talking to someone and I want the person to join um, my my real estate business. I can tell him I send people money every week. You self will ask me how. That's the truth. That's the truth. It has to be simple and short. It doesn't have to be ambiguous and empty. It has to be simple and full of dense, full of weight, so that the person cannot carry it. So the person needs a higher understanding to demystify it. Then you come in and help. The person will most likely ask, how do you send people check every week? I will want to know. Personally, if I meet you and you tell me you send people money every week, I will ask you, Oga, how? Let me drop an account number, let you send me. But you get the point, right? That is the point I want you to get. And that doesn't mean that the example is fallacy. No, it's a working example. We send people money every week. You get it, right? Okay. Because customers are born every second. It depends on how you interacted. Customers are born every second. Customers are born every second. It depends on how you deal with your two phrases, how you state your name and how you state your statement of service or your product of service. Or this is what I do. I can go and say, oh, I'm a real estate developer. And the person will say, wow, that's beautiful. And then he moves over to the next state because he knows everything about estate development. That's true. We've commonalized it. But if you decommunalize it, you increase the value. I think we talked about this last Friday, right? Like we talked about this last Friday. So, what do you do for a living? So, always remember when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? The person is asking you, give me a 30-second pitch. Every man you see is an investor. Yes. It's either going to invest in your business by buying directly from you or referring somebody to you. I want somebody to type it down. Every man I see is an investor in my business. Write it down. Write it down. So it's either going to buy from you or it's going to refer someone to you. But it depends on how you go about pushing the curiosity button to get their interest. People are only interested when curious, when things looks like it's not normal, right? Like when things seems not to be normal, their interest is triggered. Do you get it? Yeah, you get it. We get it, right? And always know that your pitch will determine your wealth. Your pitch. So have a 30-second speech. You can't be telling me, oh, we sell real estate and you don't have a pitch. You don't have a line that we know what is pitch, right? There's something they call the elevator pitch where you can just explain what you do for the world in 30 seconds. That's what I said. How are you helping? How are you contributing to the world? How are you making the world better in 30 seconds? Can you tell us how you're making the world better in 30 seconds? That's what I look at as a pitch. Because remember, how useful we are on earth is determined by how useful we are at our primary craft. What value, what is our level of usefulness? That will determine our level of worth. How valuable are we? So, how do you explain that your value? Remember the same girl selling a product, the guy selling a product, both all of them working in the same company. This one has lower knowledge, this higher knowledge. You explain the same product still has the same number. It's finance. So I would always tell you, get to the numbers. It's still the numbers that were called, but the way B explained was different from the way A explained. So don't be the person that will not explain well. Don't be the person that has not worked on your craft. Don't say, oh, when I meet the client, I will think on my feet. Yes, you will think on your feet, but remember, selling is an act and it's also a science. So being a science, there are things that formula will lead to, but also being an act, there are things you must perfect. You must perfect like your pitch. You don't perfect your training in the field. So you must perfect your pitch before, hello, my name is Benedict Tobiachilo. What's your name? Do you get it? Because if that contact must yield to cash flow, remember when you meet people, let's say you go for a dinner party, you go for what's it called? You go to a club, you go to a wedding. And so, how are you going to strike a powerful conversation within with that two word that can initiate contact, a change of contact? That's now phone number or email. How? Because you don't have all the time. When if it's in a wedding, they didn't come to see you, they came to enjoy themselves. You also came to enjoy yourself. You get it? Yes, every man you see is an investor in your business. You have to see it that way. He's either buying or he's referring. You get it? Product is not the problem, but the communication. The goal is to initiate curiosity. Yes, because curiosity will trigger interest, and interest can trigger commitment. Then, when there's a committed interest, right? right? Get the journey, right? Curiosity will trigger interest, and interest will trigger can trigger commitment. And with commitment, cash flow is a done deal, right? So someone that is committed will either buy. If he can't afford it, he'll get someone to buy. QED. So pitch will determine your wealth. So if you don't have a pitch, so if you have a pitch, you can write it down. Let's look at your pitch, and so the others can see and have the canvas to paint their own pitch, right? I've thrown out some pitches while we started our discussion, and so but you should have your pitch that with the, that triggers curiosity. It's important. It's simple, but and it's that act that you have to perfect. So because the first time you use it, you might not have perfected it because it's an act there. You might not have perfected it, so it may not sound very good in your mouth. It may not sound very good with intonation because um you know that is why check everybody, check the best pastor, check the tonality of the voice, right? It helps to tonality is influence. Yeah, not just words. What you hear me say is 60, is I think it's 7%, right? Or I think it's 7%, right? I mean the meaning of what I say, but the tonality with which I say is commands more power within your mind. Do you get it? So over time, you'll be able to practice and you'll be able to, that the tonality with which you deliver your pitch will be able to make a dent or a mark in the mind of the man standing opposite to you or the woman opposite to you. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Okay? So so it's $1 billion question when people ask, what do you do for a living? When someone just asks you, what do you do for a living? The person has asked you, give me your pitch. What are you doing to make the world a better place? What are you contributing? I want to know, and let me see if we can be partners. That's what they are seeking. When I'm asking you, what do you do? I'm trying to find out, is there any way what you do can help improve what I do? Right? So it's $1 billion question. Don't waste it by answering it casually. You know how you go to exam and they tell you, let's say, maybe when you're in the university and or higher institution, and they tell you, what will I use? Let's say they say, what is mind shift, right? It's a mind shift section. I will say, what is mind shift? And you ask, what is mind shift? And immediately, and you hear and you see 20 marks, and the exam is, let's say, it's over 50, right? You see 20 marks. I think you may spend more time on that question, trying to, you may not just say mind shift is the ability to transform your mind. You may just give one line if you see it's 1 mark. If they say, what is mind shift, and bracket, you see 1 mark. The way you will answer it, and when you the way you will answer, what is mind shift, bracket, 20 marks. Now you now see that, oh, this carries a lot of weight, let me pay attention. Is that right? So if you understand that what do you do is $1 billion question, you know what happens? You're gonna pay attention to the way you answer that. So you are going to craft your pitch, knowing that your pitch will determine your wealth. Okay? Right? Good, good. I hope we're following. And always know that there's a product of my product. So most of us on this call are selling real estate, right? And so what is the product of a product? What is the product? of the product? What is the product of this land banking opportunity I'm selling? What is the product of this what land banking opportunity I am selling? What is the product of my product? Have you thought about it? Those can be the inferences, or sorry, those. If you can answer what is the product of your product, you'll be able to come up with a good pitch. You come up with a good sales pitch, right? That is one phrase long. And because people don't buy product, they buy the progress of the product. Now, real estate looks like a product, but the real product is progress. The real product is security. The real product is status. Right? So people buy, when you buy banana, you buy cities like Courtyard, right? People are now buying status. They're no longer you looking for. Now, for this class of product, they are buying status. But when a man buys a house where he's going to build a house for his family to live, he's buying security. Now, that is the product of the product. You must know that when you go to have a haircut, sometimes you're not some are buying to look good, right? Some are buying no, I'm talking about the product of the product. Yeah. So you get a vast idea of what is the product of the product. So always know that people buy the progress you are presenting. That is why if you don't present the progress well, and people don't buy data, yeah, data can help them make 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 ideas and accept the concept you're selling. People can, they can accept the concept, they can buy into based on looking at the data, but mostly their decision will not be based on the data. It will be based on emotions that they now back up with data, because that's why we'll tell you that humans are emotional beings. They buy on emotion and then they logicalize afterwards. Yeah. Why? Because I can tell you, I've seen products, I looked at the numbers, it was just there, but someone came in, explained it in another light, and I saw something else from there. Do you understand it? So people don't buy another thing. Remember, I said people don't buy products, they buy progress, right? People don't buy price and processes, they buy payoff. They buy payoff. How would this thing pay me? How would this thing pay me? How would this thing pay me? How? Those are what people buy. They want to know how what they are dealing with will pay them. So they may not be interested in you did these things to deliver. Oh, you had to fence the land, you had to do this, you had to bulldoze the. Okay, it makes good sales story. Yes, we know makes good sales story, but most times, you know what they want? How is this going to pay me off? They want payoff. Just like I've said, people buy based on fear. When they're strangers, you use fear, because fear will bring a stranger to you quickly. There's this comedy that I remember where I think I saw a kind of skit where I just wanted for us to be able to um, also be seeing what we are saying with how humans behave, because selling is more practical than philosophical. So there's this comedy skit where two girls are walking, and one guy will try to startle or the guy will run, feel like there's something hiding, and the other girl runs to a total stranger for safety. Or sometimes three or four girls runs to a total stranger for safety. Now, why? Because straight people go to strangers more when the emotions, the things are tilted towards fear. If people are afraid, just like if a dog is pursuing someone, what is he looking for? He doesn't care if it's his neighbor's house or it's his enemy's house. He will run in there first. If it is a stranger's house, he will run in there. Let him be safe first. Right? So I remember when we, even very clear cut, when I was quite younger, we used to have the masquerade festivals, and you go out and masquerade is pursuing you. And you know what? We start running, right? When I was quiet. And where are you going to run to? Into a stranger's house. You are not asking. So always know that fear will bring a stranger. That's the emotion, right? So if so your statement of service can sound good, it can also sound fearful. But you choose your path, right? But what we know is, but I've explained the concept, right? But if you sell money at a discount, that's beautiful. But you know, mostly people you attract friends and relatives and people that will take their time to make decisions. And if you want to help people to avoid being an emotional mistake, you attract strangers quicker, and strangers would always make you richer than friends and relatives. Clint, right? You see, the other one is tilting towards good, while the other one is tilting towards emotions of fear, right? When you say, no, but we get it. So why? Now remember, product does not have emotion. Remember that product, no estate has emotions. Hope you know. No land has emotion. But now the meaning the product has carries emotion. The meaning the product has, it carries what? It carries emotion. It carries emotion. The meaning the product has carries emotion. So how are you triggering that emotion? If it's a stranger, are you using negative emotion techniques? If it's if it's a family or it's a friend, are you using positive emotional techniques? Remember, people will always, once you're selling to the poor, that's correct again. So let me also get it clear. If the thing that moves the poor and what that moves the rich are not the same, negative emotions move the poor, right? And when I say poor here, I mean people with less than 500 million in net worth. Okay, I think I was having a conversation. If I say 500 million, most of us will disagree. I mean naira anyway. I was talking with someone, was it many months ago, and he said that someone with 100 million in assets, right, is closer to the poor than is to the rich, and it's based on statistics, based on our current naira value. You get it? Why is the wealthy are pushed by progress? They are more pushed by progress. His desire, the desire to win, is stronger than the fear of failure. So if you want to sell him something, you are selling him on the basis of we can win. He's interested. But the other 90%, oh, you have to avoid loss. So their fear of losing will move them. Do you get it? Hope we get this, right? Um, so remember the negative, positive emotions. It's important we look at these things once in a while and look at how we can use them to rework our pitch. So I don't want to go further than this. I just want us to go back, craft our pitch. Just know that those two lines, if you use it well, you'll get a lot of contacts that you'll be able to service. You'll be able to strike meaningful relationship because people make decisions to parley with you in the first in the maybe in the first 2 minutes of your discourse. 2 minutes can even be too long, right? To say, oh, let me give this guy a try. Oh, let me give this girl a try. Oh, we could do something. Do you understand? Don't forget that. Okay. So I want to take questions, possibly on this on this subject, and see how we get along with it. I want to take questions. Okay, we have 10 minutes, but if we can do it in 5 minutes, beautiful. If you still want 10 minutes, so first I want everyone. Let's know what have you picked from this. Like, oh, I don't want to bamboozle us with a lot of things, but what have you picked and what are you going to do? Because I'm sure that tomorrow you're going to tell somebody your name, and I'm sure that tomorrow you're going to tell the person what you do. I want you to have a lot of excitement the next time you tell somebody your name and you ask the person what he does. So, in essence, the person is going to ask you back what you do 90% of the time. So, I want to know, what did you learn from this class, and who is going to give us their pitch tomorrow? Or if you have a pitch, but you can't tell me you have crafted a pitch in the last 40 minutes. Yeah, I want you to take time and think about it, because pitches can vary based on the client, um, based on the field you're introducing yourself to, right? So have we picked anything, or do you have a question? Please, can you write on the chat box and I'll be able to see it. And there are things I want you to go home with. And one of them is having outcome in mind will bring income at hand. When you're greeting people, you have an outcome in mind. It will bring income at hand. I want to say it. Having outcome in mind will bring income at hand. Okay, one of our persons asked me a question today, and he was asking me a question about the gates of the mind, right? That is, I think that's the concept that covers that. And he was asking me, is it possible that he can tell someone the number of plots to buy, right? And there's a concept we call telepathy. I just remember that. Telepathy. Telepathy is mind communication, right? So it's all over. You can just use ChatGPT, anything, I'm fine. But it's about communicating with the mind of another person without known physical means of communication. So you're telling the person, oh, guy, you're going to buy 2 plots from Courtyard. You're buying 10 plots from Courtyard, and it's going for inspection. You're saying he's buying 10 plots from Courtyard. And at the end of the day, he buys 10 plots from Courtyard, and he doesn't know where he got the suggestion, but he got the suggestion from you, but you didn't say it with your mouth, but you were close and you were able to pass the information to him. Okay, so that's about telepathy. uh, you don't perfect your speech in the field. Okay, we're still dropping what we learned. I think that's good. Okay, I say, what do you do should not be trivialized. It should carry intensive meaning. Yeah, somebody says that what he learned is that what you do should not be trivialized. It should carry intensive meaning. It should create curiosity. Okay, and someone said, if you're seeking a newer version, okay, Onyebuchi says, if I'm seeking a newer version of my life, I have to let the old version go. Okay, yeah. Fear could bring strangers, and Albert says, fear could bring strangers to you, which could be converted to your advantage. The meaning the product carries, Albert, do the meaning the product carries triggers emotion. Right, right, right. I say product does not have emotions, but the meaning the product has carries emotion. The meaning the product has carries emotion. Wow. I'm not seeing a lot of comments. Maybe there are a few people on this call. I don't know how many persons are on this call, but from what I'm seeing, I think that there are more than 40 of us here. So why am I not getting feedbacks? Or did we not pick things from the sections that could help us? And what? Or we are trivializing the section. We are communalizing the section. Maybe we are. And I'm not sure we share these contacts to enough persons that can come and learn and do better, right? Okay, yeah, someone asked a question. I think justice. Okay, that's good. Okay, tonality means how you sound, how the tone of the voice, right? The tone of the voice, right? Just like I said, please, please. All right. Those are two different tones, right? Please, please. The tone just like you have soprano and alto. I think the choir people that's tone, but then in terms of speaking, the way you blend the words, and so that's tonality, right? And people learn how to get their tonalities right, right? People learn a lot of things. You have to pay to play a lot. Okay. So that's what tonality means. It's a simple concept, and you could look it up and see how you can bubble up yourself. Huh? With practice comes improvement, and with improvement comes mastery. And with mastery, you can rule. Okay, with that said, it's beautiful having everyone here, and I want to call it a day and let everyone remember that the beauty of learning is that you can use it to create a better life. So it's in your best interest to use what you have learned so that you can create a better life. The man that can read and the man that cannot read, the man that can read that does not read, and the man that can read, the man that can read and does not read, and the man that cannot read are the same. So you that know and don't do, and the person that don't know are the same. But if you know and you do, you create a fantastic life. Okay, cheers, everyone. It was nice having everyone on this call. So over to you, God sent.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
sir. Thank you so much. It's always nice hearing from you, from your wealth of knowledge. We thank you and we appreciate you. I also want to appreciate everyone, one of us that have dropped comments on the comment section. I was like, wow, wow, a lot has been learned today. Peter Moore, Joseph Oleka, Justus Uzochukwu. I'm seeing your comments. Amuti Gwoloma Chukwu, Masioku Mary Cynthia. Okay, sorry, Amasioku Mary Cynthia. Albert, okay, I can see all your comments. It means we learned so much. All right, I'm also seeing Palm Properties here. Thank you so much joining and being part of what we are doing. We love you and we appreciate you. Thank you. Please, each and every one of us, please, can we go to just up there? You see the like button. Click on the like button. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please kindly subscribe to our channel and share the link so that more people like you can see this video. All right. Please be part of what we are doing. Just let's get the like to I think we have about 9 likes now. So let's get it to 20. Let's get it to 20. Please click on the like button so that YouTube can be able to share this video to other people, more people like you and I that are interested in hearing what we are teaching. All right. Okay, so I believe we all learned something. In fact, let me give us an assignment. While during the course of the training, our MD mentioned that you should be able to craft out a 30-second speech for yourself. So by next week, I'll be asking us if we have done that. So go within this week, find something, craft out 30-second speech that you use to introduce yourself to people, and make sure you practice it over time until you master it. All right. So I'm going to be asking us by this time next week if we have done that. Okay, so for every one of us here, please, this is a very important announcement. Our master class is coming up on Saturday, 23rd of August, 2025. That is next week, Saturday. So please kindly be part of what we are doing. If you are in the city of Asaba, if you are in the city of Onitsha or its environment, please be part of what we are doing. A lot of gifts are going to be going out that day, and you may be you may be part of people who are going to be winning those gifts. So be there. And also, don't forget to invite your friends and families. Let everybody come and join what we are doing in the city of Asaba. We are taking over, and I want you to be part of everything that we are doing. We are Latera and we are building a community of wealthy people. I believe you want to be part of what we are doing. All right. Okay. That being said, please, everyone that is going to be coming across this video, probably next time, maybe you just come across this video. We will appreciate you. Also, join us and be part of what we are doing. That being said, I want you to have a good night rest. Meanwhile, this Friday, we are also having our training, our normal Friday training in our office, Justimi Plaza, opposite the Government House, Anwine Road. Please join us and you will get better every day. You cannot learn wealth and not be wealthy. It's a sure thing. So be part of what we are doing and you get better every day. All right. That being said, let us have a good night rest. Do have a good night rest. Enjoy the rest of the night. Remember, don't fall asleep. Go to sleep. If you have a night routine, complete it and then go to sleep. Don't be at work and you fall asleep. All right. Good night, every one of us. Bye. Do have a good night rest.